What a beautiful day to go ride. I think it's like in the lower 60s today. Man, when it's summertime and all these trees are just so green, it's crazy. You can't see anything. Right now, obviously, winter. I'm actually using the pad. Kind of like it. This bike is not as heavy now, being carbon, so I don't mind using it. I feel that's a little more safe being in the back than on the rack. But yeah, guys, there she is. I'm gonna do my shakedown ride on a trail today. I'll let you guys know my thoughts. But most importantly, I want to talk about the Trek follow-up video, basically. Tell you guys how they treated me, what happened. Let's get on the trail and I'll explain more. It's just so peaceful out here. I usually ride between this road right here. It's like a fire access road, but the creek's running right now. I don't want to get the bike that dirty. Look at that, it's just so beautiful. But we hear about this thing right here. I built my dream bike thanks to Trek. Now, Trek basically gave me a $2,800 credit, and I decided to go that route because I already ordered this frame. I was tired of waiting from the bike shop for answers, and I didn't even know Trek was open. It just opened like 2 weeks ago. So I found this sweet deal on this frame. I didn't want to miss out on a deal, so I bought it. It was $9.99, tax-free, no shipping. I thought that was a great deal. I loved the color scheme. It matched all my orange stuff that I had on my previous bike, so I bought it. With a credit from Trek, I bought all these sweet upgrades. You know, I went with the SRAM Access GX drivetrain. This is the wireless. There's the shifter. I went with the new dropper. This is the SRAM Reverb. Uses the same battery. Wireless. I went with the 10x52. The XG. The Eagle. Great cassette. Huge cassette compared to the Shimano. And then I also went with the Hayes, the Dominion A4 to match with the front. And what else did I buy from them? I had to buy a new free hub body from Trek in order to use the SRAM cassette. So they gave me all this stuff. I ordered it through them, obviously with my credit. I still have money left over. I might upgrade the rotors and go with the Hope 200 mil rotors, front and rear, but they're orange in the center. So I think it will match all this color scheme that I'm going with. I want to talk about the warranty. Initially, the warranty was sounding like trash to me, and that was because of the bike shop that I went through. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to bash on them. I'm not going to talk about the name. I'm not here to do that. All I'm going to say is I kept calling the store owner repeatedly, twice a week, and every time I called, he was either on a phone call or out of the office. When I did catch him, he said, "Sorry, I haven't heard anything from Trek. I'll reach out. Sorry, I haven't heard from them. I'll reach out." And never got a phone call back. Even say, "Hey, they're not answering. I'll keep reaching out to them and I'll get back with you." And that was that. So I was getting kind of ghosted at this point. I got tired of waiting. That's when I ordered this frame. Like, you know what? I'm just going to contact Trek. So I called Trek, got a hold of a great representative. I told him my issue. I said I'm very unhappy with as much money I've spent with Trek bikes. I have like 5 Trek bikes right now between the family and myself. And I said, this is not how I should be treated. And he said, well, let me just look this information up. He looked up the original claim, and he said, yeah, we see it was denied because they're saying they don't cover SRAM. It's not a Trek company, so they voided the claim. I said, that's great. But guess what? I went back to the bike shop. I showed them there's a new fork on there, a new stem, a new upper head tube assembly, and it was still off center. And he said, we don't have that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have that? I'm like, the bike shop told me they've been reaching out to you guys with the new photos to tell you that even though I changed the fork, it still has the same problem. So it's obviously a frame issue, not a SRAM issue. And he says, we don't have it. So let me call the bike shop and I'll go back with you. So he called the owner at the bike shop and he verified that, yes, I provided pictures to the bike shop. But he said, he asked, who were you talking to at Trek and sending them pictures, and he wouldn't give him the name. So to me, that's kind of shady. If a Trek customer service is calling a store owner and asking them, who were you sending pictures to? And the store owner says, hey, I don't know. I don't remember the name. That sounds like pretty shady to me. But anyways, called me back and said, hey, yeah, I talked to the store owner. I don't know where he was sending the pictures. We're not getting the pictures. And I need you to take it to a different store or a Trek store so we can do some measurements and we'll go from there. And I found out from a forum that they just opened a Trek store like that same week. And literally it was like they're open 4 days when I called them. I said, hey, you guys are open. And he said, yeah, we just opened up. Come on down. So I took the bike down. Great customer service. They took care of it. They took the bike. They took it all apart. They put a level on it. They did measurements for the Trek warranty department. And they advised me that there was an issue with the pocket where the bearing sits in the head tube assembly on the frame. So either it was manufactured improperly or when it was welded with aluminum, it wasn't not level. And the bike was, well, the whole steer tube was slanted to the right. Like if you're looking at the bike this way, it was slanted like this. And that's why everything was all messed up. Now, I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but if it's not level and I'm right-handed and I push down to the right side a lot when I'm riding and I'm a heavier rider, I think that's how the steer tube gave out on the SRAM fork, because I was pushing a lot of weight on the right, and since it was tilting to the right, it just gave out and bent the steer tube. That's what I think happened. But they called me back and they said, hey, there's something wrong with the frame. We put a level on it and it's not leveled. There's definitely a defect. We'll give you a new frame, which they were going to give me a red and black aluminum frame, which wouldn't match anything. Or they said, we'll give you a credit. You can apply it for a new bike, a new frame. If you want to buy a different frame, I mean. Or you can just buy parts or whatever you want. So that's the route I went with. And that, guys, was done in 2 days. I literally dropped it off. They measured it. They called the warranty department and they reached out and said, that's what we'll do for you. That was on a Friday. That's customer service. That's what I expect from a great bike manufacturer like Trek. And for that, I will stick with Trek because they did take care of me. But I'll only go to a Trek store. I will not deal with an authorized dealer ever again because that was a headache. I was treated like I did something wrong, like I broke the bike, that it's my fault, and that's that. And they didn't care. That's how I felt. The bike is amazing, rides great. I just did about 4 miles, no issues. I'm gonna keep riding, and I gotta go to work. But let me know, guys, what you think about this whole new color scheme. If you agree that carbon is better than aluminum, it does ride a little more stiff, but I do like it. And I also went with the extra large size, and I have no issues with it. I actually like how it rides. It's like riding a Cadillac. It stays planted, and it still has great control. I might go with the higher rise handlebar, like a 35 mil, and I can just tilt it towards me to shorten the reach if I wanted to. But right now, I think it's good. All right, guys, let me know what you think.